laugh, learn, and eat. Yo, Fobby on the beat. Talking leadership, making the big plays in the mortgage game through the sun and the haze. Close more deals, build your success. Time to level up and beat the stress. Get ready to laugh, learn, and eat. Laugh, learn, and eat. Your weekly scene. Let's go.
All right, everybody, welcome to another episode of Laugh, Lend, and Eat Live. Coming at you live, guys, wherever you may be, whether it's LinkedIn, YouTube, Facebook. We really appreciate it, by the way, as long as you're logged on, especially our YouTube channel. Subscribe so we can continue doing this for you guys. We're bringing you guys some amazing guests this season. We are, in the words of my producer, JP, we are leveling the show up today to a whole different level. We're going back to season 1. I'm not going to be joined. I'm joined by my dear friend, CEO of XINNIX, founder of XINNIX, Casey Cunningham, live from Atlanta, Georgia. How are you doing, Casey?
I'm so good, Fobby. How you doing?
Listen, you haven't been on here since season 1. You were like episode 5 or episode 4.
You forgot about me. You just moved on. You got to be a big dog, and you're like,
I would never, ever, ever, ever say I forgot about you. I think we all just got busy. But here's the cool thing. You have done some really cool things lately. Now, I heard from somebody, I don't know who, that you've got a book coming out. I don't want to give you the name of it because the name I heard may not be appropriate for this family show.
Oh my God. Fobby, do you remember our first episode? I don't think I've ever laughed so hard being on somebody's show.
Well,
we actually made it through that show. I don't know if you know it, but remember you had me and my husband, and I'm like, I bet you were betting. Are they going to say married? We're still married.
This is why we call the show Laugh, Lend, and Eat. You know what I mean? Like people like always ask me like, why do you call it? Because I said, because if you don't laugh, I mean, it's like this world is going to knock you over. So your book is called Own It, as the coffee mug and your t-shirt says it, Own It, which by the way, I mean, that's a great name. That's a great name. That's an awesome
message. Pretty cool message. Super
cool. Is there a target date for you on that, or what are you thinking? When does that come out?
End of March. Hang on to your hats. My team's working.
Wow. Any insight you can share with us? Like, what are we trying to own? Like land, properties? What are we trying to own?
Only you would ask that. You know what, Fobby? I think that God inspired this message. It's about owning where you are and where you're going. Stop looking out, start looking in, realizing you are capable, that the great I am resides within you, and you can do anything and everything, and you are made on purpose for a purpose. And the Own It book is my journey in my life, stories that help you, hopefully resonates really well with you, to make you say, you know what? When you say you own it, it changes your entire life, because it empowers you, because you have the capability, the capacity to get it done. So super excited.
That's an awesome message, by the way. That's an awesome, and you know what? I've always said that the help is not coming. You got to look within. Don't look without. It's not coming. Like,
not coming.
Get up and do it. You know what I mean? So I think you just had the whole message of own it. Just let's do it now and get it over with, right? So good for you, buddy. So look, we're going to talk about something that is near and dear to my heart, because I have gone over the average age of the mortgage professional now. So it used to be something I looked up at, and now it's something I look down at, which is not a good feeling, right, Case? So we want to talk about bringing in non-mortgage people and train them up to be loan officers. This seems to be another mission that you've taken on, like so many other missions I know that you've taken on.
Yes, so, for sure.
What did you see? I know this. We didn't talk about this, but what did you see that made you think about, like, hey, this is probably what the industry needs to be talking about today in 2026?
Well, if you look at the population of the LOs and how it has fallen drastically in the past few years, and then you look at the average age, then you look at what's potentially coming as rates are slowly going to be coming down. Everybody, I think forecasts are pretty good and pretty positive. If we don't replenish the sales force, we are a dying industry. And here's the reality. We're all going to retire out over time. And so you don't want to have, and you look at the future home buyer and the current home buyer, we just don't have enough quality to be able to handle what's about to happen. So I felt like the conversation needed to be brought to the table. Back in 2021, the industry just literally flooded the zone with newbies. And I think we're going to have another huge run. And the exciting part is that you got the entire world to pick from, right? You don't have this limited pool of talent. You've got an unbelievable access to, I would say, one of the best careers ever. Obviously, it fed my family, and I have been really blessed with it.
Sure.
I started the initiative, Fobby, years ago when I decided to open XINNIX, because I was like, I don't know about you, Fobby, I didn't get any training. We happened to figure it out along the way, right? We're like,
sink or swim, right? Sink or swim. Just either you do it or you don't do it.
And so I have a huge passion. I wish I'd had me back when I started, because I would have taken that 5 years of learning down to about 3 months and let's go. And so the key is,
as a famous Casey Cunningham once said to me, "What took you so long?" Let's dive into this.
That, but I probably did.
Let's dive into this. Look, your formula for bringing new loan officers into the market, right? You have a formula, right?
I do.
What does that actually look like in the real world? Like, I mean, like we're talking about this, but what is it like for a guy like me who's out there recruiting and bringing in talent? What does that look like?
Okay. It's an easy formula. If you really write it down, anybody listening in right now, you want to write this down. There's 3 parts to it. Super simple. Number 1 is sourcing. So if you're a manager listening right now and you're like, I got to source them. Well, there's a lot involved in sourcing, right? How do I find them? How do I qualify they're good? Are there any assessments? What kind of questions? How can I filter it? So the sourcing piece, if you get that right, you go, okay, I found some good talent. The second part, you got to nail this one, is training them. Now, the industry at large, I'll be very frank, Fobby, they tend to want to piecemeal it. Like, I'll teach them a little bit, but let's just put them out there, sink or swim still mentality. It's the training's got to have at least 3 things in it: knowledge, the skills, and the discipline. Okay. So of the second part, training, you got to have those 3 things that you're training.
Okay.
Do you know the majority of people? So if you go, okay, source them well, train them well, what's the third part? Well, the third part is you got to assimilate them well, which means get them into the marketplace, right? Most of the industry at large doesn't have the formula dialed in. They might have a piece of it. You dial this in, you'll build top guns all day, every day.
Now, look, assimilate is a pretty big word for the mortgage guys.
Yes.
So let's dive into that, right? 'Cause I don't want to piss anybody off, man. But I mean, a lot of us lucky to graduate high school and get into this mortgage business, right?
Yeah,
so
I'll give you some props, because you're asking me about assimilation, and do you know it's the number 1 area almost everybody misses?
Yeah, but I think it's so important to talk about, right? Because just like you said, I mean, you've already highlighted and underlined that moment. But why does it matter so much in the first 90 days? I think that's the critical part.
Because first of all, you spend all that time sourcing them and training them, and then you let them go. If they don't make it in the 90 days, I want you to think of that investment on the front end that you just lost, and the family that you just lost, that you said, hey, lean into the industry. But there's a bigger reason. Why the assimilation? Those are 2 big ones, by the way. The assimilation is so critical because you want to get them addicted to this industry. You want to get them to fall in love with the career. This is all prep. This is the real deal. This is what they're going to live with. If it takes too long, most people don't have the financial wherewithal to be able to just keep hoping it works, number 1. Yeah. Number 2, the minute you get them in, right, you got all that knowledge and skills, but if you don't apply it, you're going to lose it over time. And in the first 90 days, you've got new habits being formed, right? And almost everybody that brings in rookies, let them go. And they forget. That's when they need to be more hands-on. Like assimilation, you're going to laugh at me when I say this, because the industry at large is going to go, what? You hold them accountable daily for 90 days. And they go, 90 days? We're doing it in our programs where we hold a rookie accountable daily. Everybody's like, daily? I'm like, yeah, I don't want any bad habits. They have all this knowledge, all the skills. Now we got to get the disciplines in place. Because just knowing something doesn't make it real, make it factual.
So you're just talking about, like, you're now investing your time. So first you're investing capital, but now what you're asking us to do is actually invest the time and resources to make sure that the rookies actually become successful. Is that right?
Yeah. And I'm not micromanaging them, by the way. I'm not like, what did you do today? It's like, because part of my book, Own It, we teach the rookie to own their outcomes. And the way you own your outcome is owning what you do every day. So if the rookie knows it, what we do is we create frameworks for them. And we can teach any manager how to do this. When I say frameworks, systems where the rookie's like, okay, I know what I need to get done today, not next week, today. I execute it, again, put a framework together and they feel good. And we build their confidence. Here's the reality. Fobby, if you and I were brand new in the mortgage business, I'll say I'm brand new and you're not because you look older. All right, I'm just kidding.
Go ahead, Casey. Go ahead. Knock it down. Knock me down. Go ahead.
I got all this covered up. Don't worry. Okay. So, that's not fair, by the way. Men look, like handsome and wise. Women look, anyway. For all the ladies who are great.
Good recovery, my friend. Good recovery.
Mad respect for all the women who go gray. I'm still a little nervous, but here's the deal, Fobby. What was I saying? No, just kidding. All right. So when you think about the rookie itself, and I'm talking about creating frameworks and getting them active, right? If you're the veteran and I'm the rookie and you and I stood next to each other, we both, the business and I don't. The realtor, builder, the client, they don't know it until we open our mouths, right? At that point, let's just say we both speak with incredible confidence. They're going to do business with me, even though I'm a rookie. So what people don't know what they don't know. So the key is showing up with confidence. How do you build a rookie's confidence? Get them to show up every day. Get these new habits formed so they feel and believe that they can be successful in the industry. And belief is going to change them.
That's so important, Casey. I mean, I was doing a coaching call this morning, and one of the things that I find is that, this was not a rookie, this was a 5-year veteran, but too often the confidence is not there. And how do you, how do we have them gain confidence? I mean, almost like they got to fail a few times, right? You got to make some mistakes so that you can be picked back up again and not be penalized for that.
Well, here's the reality. If people don't know how to train your brains and get into a habit loop of success, then you lose confidence. So here's an example. A rookie's just come out of training and he's ready to go into the field. He's been trained, right? You should have, we call it an instructor pilot because we do a lot of things with aviation. You should have somebody somewhat shadowing, right? Just to validate you because you're going to fall. That's okay. You get right back up and you learn from it. You build confidence through actions. The more they do, the more confident they feel. Remember, there's 3 things: knowledge, skills, and discipline. So knowledge, by the way, we include coaching in our rookie programs now, which is super cool, right? Which means we're validating knowledge. Do you have it? We got to keep your knowledge base up while you're starting to get into the field. The skills base, how do you speak to clients? How do you deal structure? That's training your brain. You guys, if any managers are listening in, you should be doing deal structuring exercises every day, every week, saying, okay, here's another scenario. What would you do? Because as you know, Fobby, there's not 2 deals that are exactly the same. Yeah, no. So you have to learn how to train the brain. The third is the disciplines. The more you do, the more confident you become with yourself. And so this is it's an easy process. Not saying it's hard, but it's not. It's almost simple. Just follow the formula.
Yeah, I was saying that simple is not always easy, though.
Yes.
Something simple doesn't mean it's easy. So let me ask you, let's back up a little bit here. If I'm out there recruiting for rookies, what's the number one thing I should add to a job description when I'm hiring I'm looking for rookies?
Super opinionated about this. If you're going to have a job description, right, the typical, here's everything you do. You want to input critical success. I call them critical success factors, KPIs, OKRs, whatever you want to call them. What are you going to be asking of them? So most of them don't put that in there. They just say you're going to prospect, you're going to be a hunter for your own business, etc. You're going to have an LOS, you're going to have all that. I'm talking about what are you going to be asking them to do every day and what kind of metrics will you measure them? Okay, that's number 1. Number 2 is you want to include on there the activities that you will require. Now, most people leave out what I call the core values as well. Okay. What are core values? Here's the number 1 thing that you should message to, well, there's a lot, but I'll give this one, is learning is lifelong. The more you learn, the more you grow. These rookies didn't come out of ground school, flight school, or get trained. Okay. Whether it's our training, your training, they didn't get just trained and they're done. It is a forever process. because the industry really, unfortunately, falls short a lot. They think, okay, well, I know it all. Well, you might be 5 years doing the same thing, so technically you have 1 year experience. If you stop growing, you start decaying and dying. There's no such thing as stagnant or stuck, right? You decay and die, or you grow and flourish. And how do you grow and flourish? You learn. So you've got to put a core value in the job description that says, hey, education is a core value. You will always be learning and growing.
Love that. Love that. One of my favorite books up until March of 2026, which is now going to become Own It in March, but up until now, is this book by Malcolm Gladwell called Blink. If you never read it, read it. It's talking about the instinct. You see something, you know it. You know what I mean?
Right.
Does that apply to rookies? Like if I'm at a restaurant and I see a waiter or waitress or whatever, you know what I mean? And they have this X factor that I can see, like, oh my God, they're doing things that, you know what I mean? Like they're going beyond the Call of Duty, and wow, they could significantly change their life financially if I got them into my rookie program. Did that ever happen, or is that just me just fantasizing that I can?
100%. I was in charge of recruiting in my last company prior to opening XINNIX, and we literally loved restaurant people. We would watch for who had the it factor. I call it the own it factor, right? Which they go above and beyond because they own their job. They own what they're doing every day, and they want to impress. I do a whole thing in my company called Own It on Fridays, right? They have to tell me what they owned for the week. Not me, what they did, not what I told them to do, but what they are doing. So yes, there's the X factor, but sometimes there's some quiet giants, Fobby. Sometimes you're like, there's just not a chance that guy's going to make it, and he shocks you, right?
Every now and then that happens. Listen, for the record, I think I shocked people.
hey, Fobby, I'll tell you one little secret hiring trick for anybody who's like, okay, Casey, help me find the it factor. I'm like, okay, forget the it factor. Just do this. If you're a manager listening, you're going to love this. Do you want them to go to dinner with your best friends? And if the answer is like, I don't know if I want to take them out with my friends, then don't hire them because you're going to do life with them. Yeah. Right? If you're not happy taking them to your country club, assuming you have one, or to dinner with their family and be proud of them, you shouldn't hire them.
Yeah, I always ask myself one question, Casey. So my little secret question is, would I pick up the phone if they called me at 9:30 at night?
I love that
question. Like if I'm not willing to pick up the phone for them at 9:30 at night, I shouldn't hire them.
I agree 100%. And you can tell everything.
Yeah, because that's when I'm like, you know, I'm in my family time, and now you're kind of invading that. So listen, let's talk about other things here. You recommend 2 simple assignments for candidates a manager is considering hiring.
Yes, 2 easy assignments.
We talked about simple not being easy, but let's talk about these 2 simple assignments. What are they, Casey?
All right. So if there's a manager right now thinking of hiring somebody, make them do 2 things before you hire them, before you even make the job offer. The first one, super easy. I want a 1-page business plan. 1 page. Let's see how well they take instruction. 1-page business plan of how they're going to get business. That's it. That's number 1. Super easy. If they're like not sure how to do it, or they come up with, I'm just going to say ChatGPT answers, you'll be able to tell. But you want to know how well they can think and take instructions. The second, this one's easy, but not this simple, but not easy. You want them to go call 3 realtors, and you want to have them interview the realtors as to what their thoughts are about loan officers in general. And then they have to write it up and report to you.
Wow.
Now, if they're like, well, where do I get the realtors? You go, that's your problem. If you can't figure that out, I don't want to hire you.
Wow. That's pretty intense, man. I mean, so do you want them to call the realtors? They haven't been on the job for 90 days, let's say. Maybe
no,
42
I haven't
days.
hired the loan officer yet. I'm saying in order for me to consider you, I need to know how good you are. I want you to go research the industry and ask what they think. I want you to call some top realtors and find out what they think of loan officers. Then I want you to give me a write-up. Should take you about a day, max, a few hours.
Have you seen the results of these 2 simple assignments so far?
Oh yeah, they disappear. I go, never mind. I don't want the job, which is perfect, right? The second one is you go, wow, they went above and beyond. They called 5. Or they gave me a really good write-up. But we want them to hear from the referral source base, right? And it doesn't mean, by the way, we're just going after realtors. They can do builders, CPAs, financial planners, stockbrokers, insurance agents. We don't care. Yeah. But they have to call 3 referral source type people and find out what they think about the mortgage industry, specifically loan officers, and what they are looking for in great loan officers.
Yeah. Casey, every CFO, every comptroller, every financial guy right now is holding his head saying, Fobby, Stop the streaming. Seriously. We've done this before. It doesn't work. You're going to waste the company's money. You're going to waste our resources. This is a big bucket of waste. Just hire experienced guys that know the business. Why do we want to hire rookies? I mean, I know we've talked about this, Casey, but what's the upside here? What is the upside? What's the benefit here?
And by the way, most of them that say we don't want to do it because we've tried it before, I would challenge you. Did you source them well, train them well, or assimilate them well? Okay, so that's why you lost money. All right, so this one's actually super easy. Why rookies? Number one, they bring a level of energy into the branches that you aren't experiencing right now. It's almost like there's this refresh air. Like you don't want to get beat by the rookie first of all, right? All the veterans are like, oh crud, the rookie's come in and I can't get beat by him. So that's what we call a XINNIX lift. Anytime our rookies come out, they're like, I don't want to get beat by that guy. So everybody lifts their hand. So the first one is just fresh talent, new energy, new perspective, not burned out. Right? They don't have they don't have all these limitations that are self-imposed, right? You know what I mean? Hey, if I can just get to X units, and I'm like, no. By the way, there's some secrets of how to help these guys elevate even faster. But there's just energy that it's just, oh my God, they'll do it your way. They're not going to question you. They're not going to go, well, they do it like this over here. And they do exactly what you tell them to do.
Yeah. So basically what you're saying is you're building your own culture.
Yes.
You're not inheriting someone else's culture. You're not inheriting someone else's mistakes either.
No, and you get to help shape what the future looks like. So now you're in control. Now you can build this scalable model, right? It's just a factory line. And you go, okay, Casey, am I going to get 10 out of 10? Probably not. Nobody does, even among the experienced, right? Look at the turnover. But you should get a good 7, 8 out of 10. You get the sourcing right, the training right, boom. But make sure you get that assimilation right, because that's where the rubber meets the road. Every time somebody's successful.
I want to come back and spend a few more minutes on this assimilation. But right now, since we're talking about the scalable and predictability and stuff like that, what are 2 things to predict that the rookie's successful? Like, I mean, what is he showing up to work every day? He's calling. What's my 2 things here?
All right, the 2 things, and you'll appreciate it because I said it was sort of the self-assignment or the pre-assignment, but I'm measuring 2 things, Bobby. I'm measuring, are they driven? I don't want to beat the dog, right? I don't want to, come on. I want them to be driven. The second thing I'm assessing is, can they prospect? Because here's the reality. Prospecting can look different for other people, but if they're driven and they're willing to prospect, you're going to win. We'll make it through all the noise. We'll make it through all the problems, challenges, onboarding, etc. But prospecting is the key. So if they're willing to if you know they can prospect, and there's different types of prospecting. So if you're running a call center right now and you're listening to me going, I want to bring in rookies. By the way, I've had amazing clients bringing in call center and traditional retail. But those, I'm telling you, the prospecting piece, how you prospect, like if you go into a call center, you don't want somebody who has telephobia, who they don't want to make phone calls.
Right.
If you're hiring a retail LO and you want them to prospect, but they don't like to do self-promotion, they're probably not going to prospect. They don't like to make presentations, they're going to avoid it. So you really want to assess those 2 major pieces. Are they driven? Will they prospect?
And prospecting, basically, I mean, we're talking about, for better lack of a word, cold calling sometimes, right? Especially when you're new, when you don't have anybody to really call, right? I mean, you're just cold calling a bunch of realtors.
No. You should never have to cold call if you do it right. And part of the process of assimilating them is like, if cold calling is all they're doing, which, I mean, that's a call center, just cold call, or you take cold leads or warm leads, they're calling you. And you want to teach them how to make warm leads. And so part of let me give a quick tip for anybody listening, and whether you use XINNIX or not ever, have them build a database from the day they start with you. And they have one goal, 250 names, friends, family members, spheres of influence, doctors, my cousins, my hairdressers, everybody they know, get it into an Excel spreadsheet, then put it into your own CRM. Okay? Get everybody you know, names, phone numbers, emails. That's what you want. If you have addresses, who cares at this point? That's where you start. Because you remember you asked me, how do we build their confidence? How do we get them to do it? I said they start taking action. Well, where do you want them to practice? You want them to practice where it hurts or where it won't hurt, possibly. Call their friends. Hey, I got to practice this script on you, because they start getting proficient, right?
Got it.
You should have 250 names. Anybody listening in, if you have not been dialing your database and you're brand new, man, get that database. And I mean, don't do it in a week. Do it in like a day. Yeah. Like, get fired up, finish it, start dialing.
Casey, let's go back to assimilation. Let's go, because I do love this, because this is you're dead on, by the way. This is overlooked by so many of us. We feel like we've sourced it, we've trained them. You call it assimilation, I call it support, but I think we're on the same wavelength here, which is, okay, they're doing good, whatever. Where do we fail? Where do we fail the rookies as leaders of a company? Okay,
first one is we're not setting expectations properly, right? Don't say to a rookie, by the way, I don't even care how long your training is. Let's say it's 3 weeks. Let's say it's 3 months, 6 months. Doesn't matter. Tell them it's a year at minimum, with the core value of learning. Why? Because you aren't micromanaging, you're leading them. Okay. And that assimilation begins the day one they get in the field. Okay. So now the bad habits, don't have them shadow somebody who's already in bad habits in your office. Be super careful here. Don't have them sitting with the top producer and just watch phone calls, because what did the top producer do the first 30 years of their life? They pound the pavement and prospected. And they're just going, well, I'm going to be just like him. He just answers the phone. I'm like, no. You missed the whole preview of his career, right? So we failed rookies because we don't set expectations. Like, this is going to be a hard job. I will tell you, let me go back for another quick advice that's important. Don't have them come in this industry if they've never shadowed loan officers. Like, they go, I want to do this job. I'm like, do you really? I'm going to have you shadow 2 different LOs. One that's really productive, so you can see what it's going to look like when you get there, and one that is struggling.
Wow. Whoa.
Okay. Now come back and tell me if you want the job.
Wow. One day with the struggling loan officer could just put the rookie out of business, though. Like,
Exactly.
I'm going back to the 7-Eleven or whatever.
Well, he wants to work as hard as it is or is suited for this career. So I don't look at it, and I don't look at them with no favor. Or I'm like, okay, are you suited for it? Because I care as much about their family being suited for this as the career, as the industry needs them, right? We want people that are passionate, compassionate, loving, caring, and are going to take care of that consumer. But we also want to make sure it's right for their family.
So one thing my dad said, I love, just like you and your mother, my dad and I, when he was here, was just an amazing relationship for years. When he went to work for New York Life in 1978, when he retired, he said he wished that the sales manager had never told him to write 10 apps a month. He said, if you never told me 10 apps a month, I'd have written 25. But the minute I got to 10, I went on cruise control.
Yes.
That was his only regret after 28 years of a salesperson.
Okay, so can I just pop in? Let me tell you, you asked me, what is the problem with assimilation? We set the expectations so freaking low, they meet them. And they work against us, Fobby. Like, our first 30 days, our rookies, we want 4 applications your first 30 days. They go, okay. I go, everybody does it. You ain't got anything else to do? You're prospecting. If you can't find 1 a week, man, somebody hasn't taught you how to prospect properly. So 4. Do you know that we have more managers work against us? Go, no, I'm okay if they only do 1. I'm like, no. So I want to give you a quick stat. All right. So when I had prior to XINNIX, I ran all of training for the newbies. And I decided to stop telling all of them, yeah, if you do 4 units a month, you're good. I'm like, everybody does 10 units. Everybody does 10 units. Nobody does 2 units a month. And they're like, okay. Do you know what happened? So y'all be careful. You get what you ask for, right? And you get what you allow. And I would tell you that these rookies are way more capable. Tell them 10, 20 units. Everybody does it. And you will be shocked as how they will.
I love the fact that you're saying everybody does it. I love that part that you're saying everybody does this. Everybody does 10 units. Everybody does 20 units. Everybody does 30
Everybody does it. They don't know better.
And so that's their perception. That becomes their reality.
And that becomes exactly what feeds their family right now. Okay, I only have to do 2. Only have to do 2. And whatever you believe is what you will achieve. We know the science behind that, right? You're manifesting what's happening to you. And that's why You own it. You have to deprogram yourself and go, okay, anybody listening in, whether you're a veteran or a leader today, I would challenge you. What expectations are you putting on your rookie? So what I want you to do on a simulation, day one, here's how many calls you're going to make, how many visits you're going to make. By the way, you don't tell them they have to. You tell them they get to, because guess what? If you do this and I say, here's the fast track to $100,000 in income. They go, yeah. And I go, okay, here's how you do it. You do this at 3 things every day. 2 things every week. It's called our 3-2-1 formula, and 1 thing every month. Listen, for anybody who's listening, I'm going to give them this. Okay. If anybody wants this, you've got it up on the thing. If you're a manager listening and you're like, man, I need to figure out how to launch these. I like what you said. Hey, complimentary. How many pages is this darn thing? It's like 28. It's my life work in here that sells you everything from comp to how do you find them, what professions actually. So Blade is what they call me at XINNIX.com, and I'll shoot it to you. Put in the subject line, by the way, I'm hiring X number of LOs. I want to know how many you're hiring, and I'll send you the kit. Okay.
Love it. Guys, make sure you read your Casey. One last question before you go, Casey, because obviously we're running out of time here. So many questions. I could do this for another hour. You know that, right?
Oh yeah, me too. Me too.
You've been doing this for so long, and I mean that, and you look great for doing it for so long, because I look like shit.
Okay, well, I'm going to agree with you. No, I'm just kidding.
What are your aha moments you learned over the years, buddy? I mean, what are they?
Okay, ahas. These are big ahas. If you're going to hire 1, hire 2. What if? Why? They're going through life together. They can practice scripting together. They strategize together. They're not alone. I found when you put them in pairs, just like going on the ark, you're going to live. It's going to happen. Good stuff happens. That's number 1.
2 at a time. 2 at a time.
2 at a time. Put them in pairs the best you can. By the way, if you're hiring one and a branch manager in your company is hiring them like 60 miles away, still partner them up.
Okay.
Again, you're going to do it together because they're in that season of life. So because they'll talk to each other and they'll be able to use scripting. All right. That was a big aha. I'm going to tell you, I stumbled on this aha. Totally stumbled. So my first class, I'm going to go back a while. I put, there were 10 LOs, brand newbies. And I'm like, okay, everybody does $1 million a month, right? So we had somebody do 1.2, first month out. Okay, the next group comes in and they're 16. I go, okay, everybody, 1.2 is your bogey. So there's a carrot. Who's going to beat that one? So now they're all like, I'm going to beat it the first month out. I measured every month, best first month, best second month, best third month. So now when rookies came in, they're like, what's the best first month out? I'm like, this. Every month, Fobby, and I mean every month from the day I started training, we would have somebody beat 1 month, 2 months, 3 months. Because see, I had a carrot. I didn't have a stick. I had a carrot. Come on, you can. If somebody else can do it, you can do it. Yeah. And you do that way early on when they first start, so they have a goals, and they're like, I want to be on that scoreboard. So that was an aha for me. I will tell you the aha for anybody, and are we out of time? Might take me a few minutes. The big aha, most people do the comp backwards. When I say that, they do small base, small commission, right? Small dips. I'm going to tell you, you can do small base. Amplify the bips early, like give double. They come out of the gate faster.
Oh, wow.
You go first 30 days, first 60 days, you get double because you're in the training program. This is legal, but we're going to comp you double for the first 90 days of all closings.
So enhance the basis points for the new rookies so that they go out there and get motivated. Oh, wow.
Fast. They're like,
dude,
what?
love that.
So when you hire them, you go, okay, let's call it 100 base points. You get 200 for the first 90 days. Do you think you're going to come out fast?
Yeah. But here's the weird thing. All of a sudden, all of our streaming stock, because I think my CFO just cut us off. As soon as you said that, I got static everywhere.
I put it in the launch system, so don't kill me. But if you want this, just text Blade at XINNIX.
Guys, listen. Casey Cunningham, once again, has floored me. She's been doing this for years. It's been too long, Casey. You got to come back every 90 days, every 6 months. I'm like, we're going to come up with a different topic for you, buddy.
I would love it. I think you got to bring me and my husband on.
This is too good. This is priceless. Guys, if you want the Loan Originator launch kit, Listen, Rob's always welcome on this show. Anytime Rob wants to come out there. But if you want to reach out to Casey, it's Blade at XINNIX with an X. Okay, guys, XINNIX.com. Reach out to her. She's going to give you the Loan Originator launch kit for free as long as you tell her how many loan officers you want to hire. Tell her you want to hire 100. Tell her you want to hire 100. I mean, for God's sake, go big or go home, right? Is that the saying?
Go big or go home.
Casey, thank you for your time. I know your time is valuable, and I appreciate you taking the time to talk to our audience. This is a valuable lesson, guys. Make sure you reach out to Casey. Make sure you follow us on YouTube, follow us on LinkedIn, do whatever you got to do. We want to continue doing this. Season 7 is a knockout season for me. I got big plans for this season, and Casey you just leveled this thing up for season 7, man. Thank you so much.
I love you. I'm cheering you on, man. Cheering you on. Big fan.
I appreciate you from the bottom of my heart, Casey. You know, I have no idea. You have no idea. Just so everybody knows this, Casey was one of the first people who supported me. And I just don't lose those things. It means the world to me that you're back on here, and we're going to do something so valuable of giving this out to people. So anyway, I can keep going once more. I'm going to stop myself. Ginger, please cut me off and get me out of here, buddy.
Love you, Bobby.
Talking leadership, making the big plays in the mortgage game through the sun and the haze. Close more deals, build your success. Time to level up and beat the stress. Get ready to laugh, land and eat. Your weekly scene. Let's go.
All right.